Hey EllisFamLifers, and welcome to the Inner Circle. This is a video that I recorded the day that I made the rewind video about the big boys and the little boys, the dynamic between them. I recorded a whole segment that I got stuck and realized I'm not going to be able to use all of this for that rewind video because really it was more about showing examples. And then I went off on this whole tangent about my thoughts and feelings about how the big boys treat the little boys, and I realized, oh, way more appropriate for an inner circle conversation because it's just me talking to y'all and telling you what it looks like and what it's going to look like. And it kind of raised the question of, what am I going to do with them when I'm old and I can't take care of them? So I really started thinking about it, and I realized that I needed to pull out that segment and make it its own piece and make it its own video because it's a really big concern, and I wanted to bring it to the table. I wanted to bring it to the inner circle and say, yes, this has crossed my mind. What am I going to do when I'm old, when me and Frank are old and we can't take care of them anymore? So anyway, I'm going to just insert this little video of what I did that day, and then we can talk about it. Basically, this is just like raise awareness. This is what autism parents worry about. One of the many things that we worry about is who's going to take care of them when I'm gone. So here's my thoughts about who will take care of them, and y'all weigh in with comments and let me know what you think. So we have Frankie, who is the oldest brother, who as of the recording of this video is 18, and then we have Steven, who is the second oldest brother, and he is 15. The big boys were 13 and 10 when the twins were born, so they were a little bit older, and it was nice because they were helpful and they were old enough and mature enough to really take to the little boys. And it completely changed the dynamic of our family when the twins were born, obviously. And before, we were just like the typical mom and dad and two kids family. And honestly, the big boys did not get along. The big boys did not get along at all. Frankie was very scoffing and very annoyed at his little brother always, and then Stephen was always trying to please his older brother, and he never felt like he could get through to Frankie, and so they just fought all the time. And so when the little boys were born, I was worried because I thought, oh, I don't know how this is going to change our dynamic. And I prayed that it would change the dynamic for the better. And thankfully, miracle of miracles, it did. Because at the point that the twins were born, even before we knew they were autistic, the world became about them because they were tiny and helpless, and there were two of them. And it became not mom takes care of one and dad takes care of one. It just became the whole family, the two older brothers and the mom and the dad. We all came together to take care of the little boys because they needed us. And the thing that made it even more difficult and yet endearing is the fact that they're nonverbal autistic. And the big boys have followed that journey with us, and they've known for a long time that there's something wrong with the twins, that they need extra help, extra accommodation, that the twins are still kind of helpless. And since the twins still function on about an 18-month level, the older boys, the older they get, the more responsibility they take on for the twins. And it's a really good, it is a beautiful dynamic, and it's so comforting, and it truly is an answer to prayer. Because I know a lot of y'all who have autistic children or special needs children or any kind of special needs child in general, as soon as you figure out that that kid is going to need you forever, you realize that that kid is going to need you forever. And that is a really scary thought. And you constantly in the back of your mind have this worry that who is going to take care of your kid after you're gone? Because your parents aren't there anymore. Because you're the old one. When I'm 85 years old and my twins are 50 and they're still nonverbal and they're still functioning on a child level, who will take care of them? And so you constantly have this worry of, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so especially in the last few months, since we've kind of come through these transitions of, are they autistic, are they not, are they going to get better, are they not, and they haven't progressed the way we had hoped when we first started this journey, when they were around 18 months, 2 years old. So we've come to, we the parents and the two older boys, Frankie and Steven, have also been on this journey of, well, what do we do now? And how do we prepare for the future? And thankfully, Frankie, who is 18, and Steven is 15, both of them have come to me at different points, completely independent from each other. And we've had very serious conversations about, what are we going to do with the twins? What are we going to do with the twins when mom and dad are too old to take care of themselves or anybody else? Who's going to take care of them? And Frankie and Steven have both promised that they will take care of the twins. And I know that's a very heavy conversation, but it has to happen. Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to watch after them? Who's going to provide for their needs? Who's going to make sure that they have all of their needs met? Well, it'll have to be the brothers. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but I still have to plan for it. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I still have to plan for it. And Frankie and Steven are maturing to the point where they're starting to plan for it too. And I have to admit, it was a huge relief that I've had that conversation with both of my older boys, because now I know after they're grown, the twins will be taken care of, and they'll be taken care of by people who love them unconditionally and don't expect or require anything of them. And that's just a huge load and a huge answer to prayer. And what does it look like in your family? Leave me a comment. What does the dynamic look like? Give me some detail and let me know, how does that dynamic work for your family, and how do you make it work? And what do you pray for your child every day? What do you pray for your autistic or special needs child every day? And what do you pray for your normal child every day? And just tell me what you think. Get it together. Get your words out, Amber. Words. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you know of people who could relate to our content, and you know of that one person who's got that autistic so-and-so in their life, and they're alone and they're struggling, and or they just need to know that there's a community out there, then consider sharing our story, share our CBD story, share our rewind moments, share what it looks like so that we can get our message out and show what it looks like to raise these 4 wonderful children. And click like, subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell, share the story, come back and see us again soon, and I look forward to next time.